I'm gonna restart the stream. There we go. Now I have video. Let me know if the music is too loud or anything. Welcome to today's live stream. It's March 18th, and we are seeing some pretty interesting moves today in cryptocurrency. I'm just gonna go over to YouTube here, go to the live dashboard. I'm live, everyone. Yeah. Cool. Yeah, join the Discord chat if you guys haven't already. I'm going to drop an invite link. This invite link only lasts 30 minutes, so hop on while you can. I'm almost at 700 subscribers. Let's see if we can pass that during this live stream. Thank you guys so much. Most of those subscribers I've gotten in the last month since I started uploading daily. And, you know, the world just seems to give back what you put in, I've learned. And so the more that I keep putting into the community, the more you guys show me love back. And I'm going to keep that trend going. You know, trade that one up. But yeah, let me go to my live dashboard here. Trying to find it. Awesome. Everything should be working. Alright. Is it live? Music is good. Awesome. Welcome, ELZ. It's good to see you again. You're at my last live stream. I'm going to go ahead and open up the window here a little bit. For all y'all. Get a little bit better of a view. 10 viewers, welcome. Today is 3/18/2017, and we are Bitcoin keeps dumping. Yeah, we had a 17% move down in Bitcoin. Let me go ahead and you can post here. The guy playing the side scroller, it really adds to the validity of the stream. Bitcoin is die. Oh, Mr. Anonymous, that's my little brother. He's pretty cool. I like him. Let me switch to my actual screen here, speaking of which. Okay, cool. Eth is die. Zcash. That's funny. Alright. I'm just trying to get... It's pretty dark in here. I apologize for the lighting. Trying to get it a little bit better here. Alright. Excellent. Excellent. Okay. So let's get right into it. A couple things I want to talk about today is Bitcoin, first of all. So let's go ahead and check out our chart here. Now, there's a lot of speculation as to why this is happening, but in my opinion, it's just because people are sick of the scaling debate. Really, it just boils down to the entire scaling issue at the end of the day. I am also long on ETH actually right now. See, it's profiting 0.001. This is just a tiny trade. I usually put on a small trade to test my see if it's going to work out. This is just a small trading account. I'm helping my friend trade up a little bit. So, but yeah, as you can see, this type of swing up like this in ETH is caused by one thing, and I can tell you exactly what that is. If you go to Google and Wikipedia, Alphabet, you'll find that, I don't know if you've ever heard of Silk Road, but it's basically what made Bitcoin so popular, was it had an actual use all of a sudden. Alphabet is basically like Silk Road, and it's still running. And I guess they added Ethereum, so that's pretty crazy. I never would have really guessed that they were going to add Ethereum, but yeah, so that made me definitely buy up the price. And I think everybody else was going to pump up Ethereum today too. So be watching for the Ethereum pump. That could also be attributing to the dump inside of Bitcoin that we are seeing, because the prices are actually pretty correlated, especially since if you look at the market capitalization, you can see that Ethereum is number 2 in market cap, and there's $3.3 billion inside of Ethereum. That's the total amount of money inside of Ethereum. So no one person could send any more than a few $billion inside of Ethereum to another person, because there just isn't that much money inside of it. But the market capitalization is starting to take over, and Bitcoin dominance is down quite significantly again. Basically, the Bitcoin dominance is just the percentage of money that's of the total money inside of cryptocurrency that is inside of Bitcoin. As you can see, the total market capitalization is dropping off right now, but the altcoin market capitalization is just taking off really, really, really heavy right now, and the Bitcoin percentage is down significantly. But as you can see, it likes to pull back, so if history repeats itself, we'll probably have a pullback in Bitcoin, which might swing the price up again and cause some of these to dump off. But I'm not expecting that for a minute, so I'm not expecting to see that until Bitcoin probably comes down to, I'll show you what range I'm looking, my target range right now. Let me go into a little bit longer than 4 hours. Okay, excellent. So my target range, so I talked about this in my last stream, I think, is that Bitcoin for the majority of the time has been under this pitchfork right here that I've drawn up, but it likes to come test this middle point, likes to come hit that middle point, and it's actually been going above and beyond a little bit lately. But these types of pullbacks are natural. I don't think Bitcoin is dead. I don't think until people stop using it, it's not dead. So the only time something can be dead is if everybody stops using it, right? Then it's dead, because there's nobody using it. Everybody, like, people still use Bitcoin. There's, you know, you can look at the mempool, blockchain.info. You can look at the mempool and watch as these transactions are happening, and you'll realize that there's no way that let's see, charts, stats. There's no way that Bitcoin is dead yet. It's obvious because it's still working. Largest transactions, blockchain, chain info, mempool. Just trying to get to this here. Go ahead and ask me any questions if you feel like it. I'm going to go over Ethereum after Bitcoin. Yes, Bitcoin will go down if it forks, because then there will be 2 chains, which doubles the amount of Bitcoin. They're just separate chains, and people will be dumping their old Bitcoin. Yes, I do need more monitors. That's a good idea. Thank you. I actually have one I could probably connect in my next video, so that was a good suggestion. I appreciate that. So yeah, if you look, the mempool size, this is the average amount of transactions waiting to be confirmed inside of Bitcoin. And if you look at the day, I mean, yes, there's a clear trend happening where people are clearly switching to something else, whatever currency they're using. But the mempool is still, you know, it's still uptrending overall. If you look at the all-time, it's still uptrending. You know, there's still overall growth inside of Bitcoin. So basically what the mempool is any unconfirmed transaction. So usually if there's a lot of transactions on the network, then there's going to be a lot of unconfirmed transactions. I'm good on the monitor, thanks, so I already have one. Another one that I can plug in. Alright, so yeah, let's go over Ethereum now. Let's check out Ethereum for you guys. Basically what I'm expecting in Bitcoin is a pullback to, just one more time, I'm expecting a pullback into this range, the 750, 800 range, and you know, I don't see that being a long-term dump. I still think that there's too much people that love Bitcoin, too many people that love Bitcoin, that it will continue to be developed even if there's a short-term scaling issue, and lots of other things going on in the market to bring it down right now too, actually. But yeah, I am expecting a pullback in Bitcoin. Now, obviously that's just my thoughts and it's very subjective, but right now that's what the market is telling me. It looks like it's just hit a lot of resistance in this area, and so that's what I'm seeing. Now let's go ahead and check out Ethereum. You guys can follow me on Twitter too, at High Altitude Investing. I'll tweet out when I go live. And also, if you guys would, I would greatly appreciate any shares and likes and comments. So all of that stuff I really, really appreciate. Alright, let's see what I was looking at here in Ethereum. Sometimes I draw some interesting stuff. Alright. So, Ethereum. Everybody loves Ethereum, right? Not really. Actually, a lot of people hate it because they lost a lot of money on it. Now, what I am... Can you tell me the difference between exchange and margin trading? Yes, I will here in a moment. What I'm seeing right now inside of Ethereum is we've just barely hit a little bit of resistance. And on the short term, I see a huge swing on the upside. I don't really feel like this is done going up at all yet. In fact, I think that it's barely, like the fact that it just broke all-time highs is showing me that it's going to continue making all-time highs for a little while. Or at least that's my opinion. Now we could see a swing back, especially if people put a bunch of money into Bitcoin, but it doesn't look like that's what's happening right now. Right now it looks like people are preferring altcoins, and I just want to quickly answer, is ETH the official drug currency now? No, there's not any official drug currency. Probably the official drug currency is the US dollar still. I would bet that the majority of all drug trade still happens under the US currency. Now, if we look here, what I think is happening is we've caught some support, and I think we've just made a double bottom formation, double bottom continuation pattern. So that's on an uptrend. It will make a double bottom after catching support again. So this would be the 1 point, this is the 2 point, and this is the 3 point. Now what we're waiting for it to do is break above this 2 point. If ETH does in fact break above this 2 point right here at 0.0423 Bitcoin, as a 1, 2, 3 bottom trader, that's when I would enter my position, is right here at 0.0412. But since I've already bought in today and I'm profiting a little bit, I'm just holding, and we'll see where it goes. But it did test this 61% fib level, and it's looking very, very bullish. So I'm still expecting a long-term swing in ETH. So let's talk about what margin trading is. When you're margin trading, you're borrowing from lenders in the marketplace so that you can have 2.5x leverage. So you're borrowing 2.5 times the money that you had before so that you can trade with more collateral, and you do pay interest rates. As you can see, you can check all the interest rates under the lending tabs, and these are daily compounding interest rates, so it's not cheap. You have to make sure that you're right. It's a lot riskier to margin trade, but it's also a lot more profitable if you are right. So as you can see, I'm holding a loan right now at 0.08% interest, and this is because I have a long position on Ethereum. So I'm borrowing somebody's Bitcoin to have more value to trade that Ethereum with. That's what the difference between margin and exchange is. Exchange is 1 for 1, and margin is you're borrowing more value so that you can get more out of it if you're in fact right. So that's what I'm thinking is happening in Ethereum. Obviously, it really depends on a lot of factors, like I said, where the money ends up going. But that's how any chart is, and that's how trading is at all times, is you never know for sure. But you can have a guess, and if your guess is right, you can set a stop loss, and then you can bring that stop loss up higher and higher as it goes up in value, so that you can lock in your profits on the way up. Now, that's usually how I do my trading. Now, there's a lot of different trading styles, and you always want to develop your own. I have a video on trading plans and trade management, and I highly recommend it, because personalized trading plans is super important. Everybody has so much different psychological games that they play that you have to have a personalized thing, in my opinion, to really become a good trader. Yes, I will cover Dash right now for you. Thank you. If you guys want me to cover anything, basically, I'll try and fit it in. I'm only going to be live for another probably 30 minutes tops, so we'll see. But okay, so oops, let's look at Dash. Now I'm going to go over an all-time view. Now this is something I pointed out on my Twitter, is this round in the bottom formation, because that's a huge uptrend signal. Alright, so basically when we see this type of a pump, we're expecting an equal pullback. So if we go and we look at the, let me go ahead and duplicate this tab here. If we look at the XMR chart, because I feel like there's a similar thing happening here, the same formation. It also happened in Bitcoin too. It's a pretty common formation. What happened is we saw this huge pump up right here, right? It broke out right here and it came clear up to right here, and then we saw an almost equal pullback. It just caught support a little bit above. That's what I'm expecting to happen inside of Dash. Now, we did just hit resistance in XMR, by the way, too. So what I see happening in Dash, it's good to see you, Lumbridge City. Yeah, Lumbridge City, go check out his channel. He does excellent videos. Oh, and by the way, speaking of which, if you guys want to take a course, I have promotion codes for you. You guys can go ahead and join this course. I'm gonna drop the invite to the Discord here too. There's a free course. I highly recommend it. And here I'm gonna drop the link to it. And you can sign up with a promotion code too if you want to do his other courses. These are really, really excellent courses, and this one you can sign up, and I have a promotion code for 20% off. So let me go ahead and drop that real quick in the chat here. Oops. So yeah, join my Discord chat if you haven't already. There's a great community, always people talking about stuff in here. But yeah, let me go ahead and drop this right here. I highly recommend checking this out. There we go. Awesome. Yeah, I actually the reason I created this YouTube channel originally was inspiration because of Lumbridge City. So huge shout out to Lumbridge City. Him and my brother has a YouTube channel and teaches courses on programming. So those were the two inspirations for this account. Now let's check out Dash. So as I was saying, I expect an equal pullback, at least to find support maybe in this range or just a little bit below like we saw in XMR. So a triangle formation is what I'm expecting. I don't know when it will top out. I will say that it's pretty high right now, but it's also the reason behind the Dash run, in my opinion, is because it has a low available supply, and so the demand is pretty high. As you can see, there's only 7.1 million Dash, so the demand is really high. And then second of all, well, that doesn't make the demand really high, but there's a low supply and high demand, and so because of that, it will cause the value to run up. That, I think the demand is coming from its speed, because Dash is really, really, really quick. Like, you can send transactions faster in Dash than any other one I've found. I mean, I think there are some quicker ones, but it's really, really fast, it's really, really efficient, and there's a pretty big community behind it. So that's what I think is causing this Dash run. But I will say that I do expect a pullback. It can't go up forever. Nothing ever does. I mean, relatively speaking, of course. Now, I do expect a pullback into the 0.031 range. So that's what I'm expecting. Now, is there any other suggestions for coins you guys want me to go over? I will go ahead and check them out. Still profiting on this F position I opened earlier. My base price is 0.0365, so that's good. But yeah, definitely go check out this website. I highly recommend it, and try out one of these free courses. And if you want to really, really get to know and really immerse yourself inside of the cryptocurrency trading world, I highly recommend this course right here. And really, for the price, you get a lot for the price. A lifetime membership into the community, and I have a lot of things. I really, really look up to Lumbridge City, and I think that it's going to be good business for us down the road. Yeah, I'll go check out Augur and Stratus. Monero, I already ran over Monero quickly. Well, kind of. I see it hit resistance right here, so I might, be expecting a temporary pullback. That doesn't always mean it will pull back, but that is a pretty significant resistance zone. It's basically its recent high, though I do see it breaking to new all-time highs within the next few months. So we'll see what happens, but it would not surprise me if it breaks all-time highs within the next few months. So that's what I'm seeing. And now let's go over Stratus. I can tell you Dogecoin right now, until people have a reason to use it, it's just going to keep downtrending. So there, it is basically the supply and demand does not make for the inflation rate. See, the reason Bitcoin goes up in value is because the demand is so high and the supply is so low that it creates a deflationary effect. So it's basically designed to increase in value. Now, the US currency is designed to decrease in value. It gets overprinted and overinflated, and the demand isn't high enough for it. So this kind of, you look at it the other way around in cryptocurrency. It's like we're trying to build the value behind it. Meme currencies. But yeah, so let's look at Stratus here. Funny little story about myself. I actually was working, sending records to Monster Cat. I was considering joining their record label back when I was like 15. And if you guys want to check out my music, I'm going to go ahead and drop my link right here. I'm probably going to write some more music this evening too. So I'm a musician too on the side. But yeah, let's check out Stratus here. So, alright. First of all, this is too long in the candlesticks. I'm going to go to 4 hours. Alright, so that doesn't look like... Let me zoom out a little bit here. Trying to get that first initial dump out of the way. So we have this bottom right here that happened. An initial pump up after that. And then it actually came down to test that bottom area again. So this could be a big 1, 2, 3 bottom right here. So I would be watching for it to break this 2 point to be buying in. But obviously the most important thing is entry and exit, hands down. So if you're entered down here, then of course it's a good investment. It's an asset to you right now. Until it becomes a liability for you to hold, it was a good move. So the most important thing is entry points, and this isn't a good entry point in my opinion. I would wait for it to break this 2 point, and then maybe a small pullback to enter around right here, and that would give me a good entry point on Stratus. Now, at Dash funding community is a whiz of his own. I'm not exactly sure what you mean by that, honestly. Yeah, no problem, Kevin. I appreciate you joining in. Thank you so much. Oh, and yeah, I'm gonna drop this website in the description here, and the promo code too, one more time for you guys. I highly recommend you checking this out. So I've been looking at it, I've been going over the courses, and I can tell you that it looks like it's I really back it up, you know. Great content, so shout out to Lumbridge. Now, yeah, we're still profiting on the Ethereum trade here. We checked out Stratus, we've went over XMR, Ethereum, and Bitcoin, and Dash. And now we're going to go over Augur, because I believe that was the other one that somebody wanted me to check. Let me look here. Any other suggestions real quick? I'm going to run over probably 2 more currencies and then call it a day. And by the way, this will be uploaded later onto YouTube. So if you didn't catch it live, you can watch it later. Alright, so this is actually one that I've been highly recommend getting into and buying. This doesn't look like the best entry point unless you're a day trader. That might be a pretty good entry. But this right here, this huge wick down right here, and then this V shape is actually a turnaround signal that I look for in stocks and Forex when I'm trading stocks and Forex. And this is also what looks to be a small 1, 2, 3 bottom that formed here that it broke out of. So as you can see, when it breaks that 2 point in a 1, 2, 3 bottom formation, enter a little bit after, because then you can usually make pretty good money on the run up and, you know, trail your stops. So yeah, this is looking like it might kind of come down for a little bit right now, because it is pretty high, but on the long term I wouldn't be surprised. Or day trading, it looks like a pretty good entry point. If you're day trading this, that's not a bad entry point. Yeah, that's not a bad entry point as a day trader. But as far as like long term, I still see this going up, but like week time, you know, around a week, I wouldn't be surprised if we come test some support levels again. So that's my thoughts on Augur. Yeah, I'll check out XRP. Welcome, Shadow. Shada Ninga. Nice name, by the way. And welcome, Theodore. Alright, so XRP. This is actually another one that I've been telling people to get into on my channel. Yeah, buy sig. Yeah, big old buy signal right here. It looks like I was drawing on this chart the other day. I highly recommend tradingview.com also. It's a great website for this type of chart analysis. But yeah, this right here is a 1, 2, 3 bottom on the, like if you look right here, this is a 1, 2, 3 bottom. It's breaking out, and this looks like it's going to pull up to this area again. So this actually looks like a pretty good long right now. So the entry point isn't too bad. It might come down to here, so you might have some better opportunities for entries. But this actually does look like a really good buy. especially long term. It's been downtrending for a really, really long time. So let's check out long-term view here. It's been downtrending for a really, really long time, and it's had quite a bit of value in the past, you know. And by quite a bit of value, I mean it's had quite a bit of volatility, because it hasn't actually had a lot of value. You know, its highest point was only 0.000094, so about 9,000 satoshis was its peak. But this does look like a really, really good 1, 2, 3 bottom. Now I'm expecting it to break above this point right here, like I was saying. Looks like it's going to pull up above that. And then I'd be looking to enter somewhere around here inside of this. So this does look really, really good. This is something I look for in my trading. So yeah, definitely one to keep your eye on. Though I will say I wouldn't exactly just buy it right now. I would be waiting for it. Because I am a 1, 2, 3 bottom trader, I'll be waiting for it to break that 2 point to enter. Nice! That's pretty cool. I like it. It's a cool username. But yeah, so basically I'll quickly run over the final things. Thanks for your input and joining in today. Follow me on Twitter one more time. Go ahead and check out this Digital Currency Traders and try one of those free courses. And the promo code is right there. You can get 20% off for being part of High Altitude Investing channel here. How much did I make this month with trading? I don't know exactly how much I made from trading alone, but I will say that it's around $1,000. So, good question, SpongeBob. Though I do live off trading. I don't have a lot of bills, but I do live off trading, so that is something to keep in mind. A lot of my money goes, I can't compound all of it. Here's the link to my music if you guys want to check that out. And go ahead and follow me on Twitter. One more quick thing, the market roundup is we have a $22,384,938,863 market cap. In 24-hour volume, we're over $1 billion still, which is awesome. It's good to see all this volume inside of crypto. And Bitcoin dominance is at 72.2%. And we got 3 new currencies and a couple new assets, so that's good to see. The last one we had 666 currencies. I only remember because it was a significant number. But yeah, follow me on Twitter, and I appreciate you guys tuning in. Again, here's the Discord chat. I'll drop that one more time. I highly recommend you guys joining this. The link only lasts 30 minutes, so hurry up and get it while you can. And subscribe. Let's see if we passed over my 700 subscriber mark in the middle of this video. That would be awesome. Huge shout out to everybody that's been subscribing. I really, really do appreciate it a lot. Oh, and by the way, for those of you, almost, we need one more subscriber. If we can hit that one more subscriber, I'd really, really appreciate it at the 700 mark. But yeah, definitely go follow me on Twitter. And thank you guys so much for tuning in today. Check out that website, digitalcurrencytraders.com, for your free course. Or there's a paid course, which I highly, highly recommend. And you can learn a lot. Lumbridge City makes great YouTube videos. I highly recommend subscribing to him. And I appreciate you guys' time. Thank you for tuning in today. Good luck with all of your trading. And as always, stay profitable.